right. I think we are officially live. Oh my God. Yes, I made it. I say sorry already for the cows. We have plenty of cows around our property, so if you hear them, they are all around us on our live class. Yoo-hoo! Anyway, officially ciao, Darmis, and welcome to our format. Turn your fears of public speaking into fuel live class series. Every Monday, we gather here at 3 p.m. for a quick and impactful classes designed to boost your confidence and skill as a yoga teacher and public speaker. I've got couple of you here and I'm juggling between a few cameras. So here is TikTok. Welcome TikTok, welcome YouTube, and welcome Instagram at the back. You all included in my speech today. If you have any question, of course, you can drop it in the comment. If you watch this class later on, you can drop your comments anyway, and I'm more than happy to reply to your comments later on. If you missed the previous classes, you can find them on my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube lives. You can also watch the full masterclass on turning fears into fuel by clicking on the link in the description of this video. For those new here, I am Faye, a passionate yoga teacherpreneur on a mission to empower you with the strength, confidence, and competence to transform your teaching into an inspiring force and your knowledge into a thriving business. Today we are addressing a challenge that many of us yoga teachers face. The voice in our head that tells us that we are not enough. Fear of not being enough can manifest as a self-doubt, low self-esteem, or imposter syndrome. Who doesn't know that? It's that nagging feeling that no matter what we do, we fall short. This fear can hold us back from stepping into our full potential as yoga teachers, entrepreneurs, or even in our personal lives. But understanding and becoming aware of the root cause of this problem can, first of all, becoming aware is the first step of transformation, but also it's a way to freeing ourselves from this problem. The truth is that that fear doesn't define us and can't stop us. Today we are going to understand why we're feeling this way and what can we do about it to overcome it. Remember, feeling uncomfortable isn't a sign of failure, but a sign of growth. Today, we are transforming discomfort into a pathway for improvement and self-love. All right, guys. So step number 1, identifying the root cause of the fear of not being enough. What are the 3 major causes or triggers you might experience when you fear not being enough? First of all, to me, of course, all our own experiences, and I create this content out of my experience and my unique journey. You might have a completely different experience. That's why we're here as a community, to share those experiences and be there for each other. So drop a comment and I'm more than happy to interact with you and to know where you at in your journey. Comparing yourself to others. It's completely human nature to compare ourselves to others, especially when we constantly see the success, achievements, and abilities of others around us. In today's world, especially on social media, plays a significant role in amplifying this tendency. We are constantly bombarded with curated images of people highlight reels, making it easier to feel like we are falling short in some way, whether it's someone else's professional success, physical power, like someone that does handstand and we're not able to do it yet, or even personal happiness. Comparison can trigger a cycle of self-doubt and inadequacy. When we compare ourselves to others, we often focus on our own perceived weaknesses while highlighting someone else's strength. This imbalance or distorted reality diminish the progress we have made on our journey. It shifts our attention away from growth and authenticity, undermining the unique path we are meant to walk. In my own experience, I learned that breaking free from this trap starts with turning inwards. Instead of fixating on external validation, I began to shift my focus to my unique journey, personal growth, and authenticity. I recognize the importance of embracing my teaching style, embracing my experience, and embracing my abilities, because even though someone else might have different abilities, where I'm at, it's the perfect journey for me. Rather than comparing my progress to someone else's progresses, I started to celebrate my achievement, no matter how small they seem. Even like when I finish a sequence on my workout, I celebrate the fact that I finished that sequence on my workout, or even that exercise within the sequence. The smaller, the better. So I normally try to celebrate the small insignificant achievement I do achieve during the day. So embracing my imperfection became a cornerstone of this process, of this way of seeing my journey, allowing me to grow without the burden of unrealistic expectation. This is where brahmacharya, one of the yamas and niyamas, the principles of yoga philosophy, comes into play. Brahmacharya teaches about moderation and balance, reminding us to direct our energy and focus on what truly serves our higher purpose. To regain balance in life, we first need to identify what is throwing us off course. In my case, for example, it was my constant engagement with social media. I realized that I was mindlessly scrolling through others people's lives, and that fueled a lot of comparison within me. So I decided to take action. To restore a sense of clarity and self-discipline, I deleted the apps on my phone to start and committed to a period of abstinence without any apps from my phone. By stepping away from social media and those apps, I began to rebuild a sense of what life feels like without those external distractions. This time away allowed me to reconnect with myself and my goals, free from the pressure of constant comparison. Only once I regained my balance did I feel ready to reintroduce social media back into my life. This time with mindfulness and intention, of course. By being disciplined in my approach, I could engage with social media in a way that was no longer undermine my confidence or sense of self. So it was definitely worth to be distant for a while, watch it, becoming aware of my patterns, and then when I was ready, I came back to it. The second point of today, which is the cause of the fear of feeling of the fear of not being enough, is negative self-talk, which is very much related to the point before. Negative self-talk is when we become our worst critic. We get caught up in self-doubt, self-judgment, and sometimes even self-critique, but not that critique that serves us, that critique that it's too harsh. The problem here is that we speak to ourselves in a way we wouldn't speak to our closest friends or to our loved ones. This habit can lead to a destructive loop of low self-esteem and heightened self-doubt. Has anyone else ever experienced this? That moment when you hear that inner voice saying, I can't do it, or I'm not good enough. We're going to see very soon how we're going to deal with that And now we shift that into something more positive. All right, my YouTube has a little bit of problem, but we continue. Unrealistic expectations, point number 3. Often we set the bars way too high for ourselves, for our skills, for our abilities. Whether it's perfectionism or believing we need to push harder constantly, we end up paralyzed by the fear of not meeting our own expectation that we set for ourselves. No one else does it. Anyway, we might feel like no matter how hard you work for, or no matter how much you educate yourself, how much skills you acquire, how much effort you put, how much achievement, you always feel like you're not enough. Everything is insufficient. This constant pressure wears down your confidence, our confidence, and our mental well-being. I always like to remind myself that expectation should motivate, not suffocate. That's very important. So we're moving on into the step number 2 of this class, which is the 3 solutions to overcome the fear of not being enough. What are some actionable steps we can take? Sorry, my camera just stopped. What are some actionable steps to overcome the fear of not being enough that we can take today? So, first of all, focus on your unique strength. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on what makes you unique. Each of us has something special to offer, has something special, has a very special story to tell to others. When you embrace your strength, you begin to move away from the fear of not being enough. This means talking to yourself with kindness, with ahimsa, and understanding just as you would to your loved one, to your best friend. Self-love is essential to breaking the cycle of comparison. Let's take a moment to close our eyes and think about something you do well, something you love yourself for, that something you love about yourself. Feel that pride and gratitude fill your body. Just close your eyes, couple of minutes here and now, and think of one thing you're doing great. Do you feel a little bit better? I hope so. Anyway, second point, to overcome the fear of not being enough. Practice ahimsa, kindness toward yourself and others. In yoga, ahimsa is the principle of non-violence, but this is applied not more than just, this is not just on your physical actions. Ahimsa is in thoughts. It's also about replacing that negative self-talk with kind and encouraging words. And the only person that can do that is yourself, no one else. Positive self-talk is so important. If you catch yourself criticizing for no reason, for no particular reason, pause and replace it with something more positive. This shift not only transforms your mindset, but builds inner peace and confidence. Start using affirmation like, I am enough. I am exactly where I need to be in my journey. I embrace my skills and talent. I see where I'm at. I'm beautiful. I'm strong. I'm capable. Those small shifts can create long-term changes. So start by doing that daily. I like to do it in the morning. Third point, set realistic standards and celebrate progresses, processes, and your unique practice every day. By setting achievable goals, you build momentum. It's the small, steady progress that leads to long-term success. When you break down your bigger goals into smaller steps, each accomplishment becomes a victory. Rather than focusing on being perfect or your long-term goal, focus on growing a little bit each day, showing up every day. Celebrate your effort and the lesson you learn along the way. This cultivates a sense of accomplishment and keeps you moving forward. You don't feel stuck anymore. When you focus on small steps, you feel like you can do it, because you first of all putting doubts into actions, but second, you celebrate your small achievement every single day. Take a moment after this session to set one small realistic goal for yourself this week, or even today if you want to start more, or even like in the next hour. What's one thing you can do that will move you closer to your goal? All right, does anyone have any questions today? If you don't watch this class live, you can drop your comments and I'm more than happy to reply to your comments later on. Remember, a clear structure, focusing on one idea, and journal your progress. So today we talked about the fear of not being enough. It's the cause and the actionable step to break free from that negative mindset. Remember, growth comes from discomfort. The next time you feel like you are not enough, remind yourself that it's not about being perfect, but about having the courage to grow and move forward with one small action today. I challenge you to take one small action today, whether it's practicing self-compassion, speaking to yourself kindly, or setting a realistic goal for this week. Today, you are enough right here and right now. Public speaking is a powerful tool that breaks down barriers, dispels fears, and fosters an environment where voices are not just heard but celebrated. It goes beyond the stage, shaping careers, enhancing leaderships, and empowering you to connect more deeply with your students. At Elevate Yoga Teaching with Public Speaking, our mission is to empower yoga teachers to discover their authentic voice through the transformative power of public speaking, skill communication, and authentic storytelling. We envision a world where public speaking isn't just a skill, but a catalyst for growth. We believe that every yoga teacher, regardless of their background or experience, should feel confident and capable when stepping into the spotlight. Join me next Monday to this format, which is becoming very, very popular. Turn your fears of public speaking into fuel and step into the confident, competent yoga teacher and public speaker you always desire to be. You got this, Dharmis. Stay dramatically different, and ciao for now.